Hey, what's up everyone? Dr. Dan Graham, downtown Gilbert Healthcare, joined by the mad scientist himself, Dr. Alan Bradford, the body enhancing mad scientist. And hey, we want to bring some exciting news to you. We are expanding out our hormone optimization and peptide therapy program. We are adding in 4 free nutritional consults. What we notice with people is that they are needing help. They just don't have as much direction or knowledge. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you about macro tracking, calorie tracking. We're also going to teach you about how to put all of those together in order to enhance your body fat loss, increase muscle mass, and then at the very end of it, you won't believe this, we are going to give you a free week of our fitness studio, so you can go to our world champion-led Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You can try out the martial arts program led by a former Green Beret. You can go to our yoga program, and you can go to our champion-led cardio kickboxing. So Doc, how did this come all about?
So over the last couple of months, we've been really expanding what we're offering here at the clinic with all the fitness classes and all that going on. And we wanted to figure out a way to kind of tie that into something that we've already been doing for the past over a year now.
Right.
The specialized hormone testing using that Dutch test, the urine test, which gives us a really good picture of your entire hormone cascade. And we've been able to pinpoint and personalize a treatment plan using, if it's appropriate, using hormone replacement, using peptide therapies to help raise growth hormone. And so we wanted to expand it and turn it into kind of a well-rounded approach, because what we're seeing is the people that are having the best results after doing this testing is, the people that are also getting active.
Right.
Getting active and getting a hold of their diet and that part of things. You can't just, take a bunch of supplements and stick with the same lifestyle and expect major differences.
Right.
And so, we're excited to kind of lump it all into one package where you do the testing, come back for a follow-up, create an initial treatment plan that's personalized to you, and then offer these other tools. 4 free one-on-one sessions talking about nutrition, introducing a couple of exercises, and then once you complete that with our staff here, then we unlock a free week of whatever classes you want to take.
That's right.
Whether it's yoga or kickboxing, beat the crap out of a punching bag out here, and so we're really excited.
Yeah, bunch of angry people coming in, beating the crap out of a bag and leaving with a smile. But hey, so one thing that has been brought up to me, because I've had patients in the law enforcement, and they said, Dr. Dan, Dr. Bradford, he doesn't have me on a whole lot of hormones. And I'll explain to them the new ways. If the trouble is that if you get on the old program of the hormone optimization, where you're just relying on just blood work alone, you got 2 things that you're actually looking for: the total and the free testosterone. And the trouble is that in order to affect one, you have to raise the other one up. So the problem is that when we raise up the total testosterone, a lot of times people are seeing anxiety, high blood pressure, anger issues, just all sorts of issues like that, trouble concentrating, almost like ADHD. And with this new program, we are able to only take minuscule amounts and still get into the optimal ranges, and it's amazing. And also, one of the advantages of the testing is that when we are taking these hormones, you see a breakdown of the metabolites of the hormones, and some of those metabolites can be pro-cancerous, and we can affect that. We can actually take those metabolites and change which metabolites your body breaks them down into, so you get all the benefits, the anabolic benefits, the muscle building, the fat loss, without all of the negative side effects. So Doc, comment on that.
Yeah, so it's always been my approach when it comes to hormone replacement, the whole less is more approach, right? We don't, anytime you do hormone replacement, you run the potential risk of kind of shutting off your body's natural ability to make those substances.
Correct.
We see that with thyroid hormone replacement. Somebody's on a certain amount, inevitably they have to raise that up because the body kind of, if you're getting it from an outside source, then your body is like, I don't need to make that anymore.
Exactly.
So my goal, especially with my younger patients, patients that are maybe still in those childbearing age ranges where we want to preserve that fertility function, is being pretty conservative with hormone replacement. And when we pair, for example, testosterone, when we pair that together with peptide therapies, things that are working upstream and working at it from a different angle, then you don't need these superhuman bodybuilder injection levels every week to be feeling really good.
Well, this is an example. I explained to this law enforcement officer, I said, look, testosterone has a half-life of every 8 days. And if you take it long enough and you do the right peptides on the backside, you're eventually going to hit a saturation rate. And I think we went, he had a total of 3 or something like that?
It was quite low.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the lowest that we've ever had. And I mean, it was lower than girls, you know?
It was in that range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, poor guy, he was crying over sad movies. He was moody and everything. But what was fascinating is within about 6 weeks, we got him up close to 800 on the
Pretty
total.
much.
Yeah. And that's taken a half cc a week.
Right.
And so the normal that we'll see come in here, I'm taking a cc a week, I'm taking a cc and a half, a week. We even have some of our military guys are coming in at 2 cc's a week, and they don't realize the negative effects that they're going to be getting, because once we do that Dutch test, boy, it opens up a whole menu of what is going on inside their body that they do not want.
Exactly.
So comment on the metabolite. So when we have the breakdown of testosterone and estrogen, male, female, we can get in some trouble if it is going into one metabolite over the other.
So there's 2 kind of gems of this Dutch test. Well, there's multiple, but when we're talking about testosterone and estrogen, 2 things that show up on that Dutch test that are worth the price of the test, I think. With estrogen. So estrogen is kind of the end of the road of your sex hormones.
Okay.
At a certain point, estrogen is seen by the body as a toxin that needs to eliminate it.
Even in guys.
Even in guys.
Yeah.
Men and women. Estrogen can break down into 3 specific metabolites: 16-OH, 4-OH, 2-OH. You want most of your estrogen going down that 2-OH pathway.
Correct.
That can be properly methylated and eliminated from the body. If a lot of your estrogen is ending up as 16-OH, that's where we see a lot of the negative kind of effects of estrogen. Water weight gain, bloating, trouble losing weight, for women, difficult periods, that kind of stuff. 4-OH, that guy in the middle, if that one is in high amounts in the body, that can potentially set off risk for certain types of cancers. Breast cancer, cancers that are driven by estrogen. A lot of people are familiar with that. If you have a family member or whatever that's...
Even males.
Estrogen can drive cancers. And so it's not a cancer test per se, but the Dutch test can identify how are you breaking down those metabolites of estrogen. So it's really good information, excellent information. The other side of the metabolites, testosterone. So testosterone can either be converted over to estrogen, or it can be broken down by itself.
Right.
One of those breakdown pathways is creating something called DHT. DHT is like Superman testosterone. It's like 3 times as potent as testosterone. High levels of DHT are connected with male pattern hair loss, prostate issues, skin issues, hair issues with females. So we get to see not only are you making any hormone, but how is your body processing it?
Right.
How is your body getting rid of it? And then we can tweak that treatment plan from there. We can, and so that's
it. Well, here's a perfect example. We had a high-level military combatant. He comes in, and we are talking about he was taking 2 cc's of testosterone a week, and his highest level that his doctor was able to get him up to, total testosterone, 2 cc's a week, was 103. His estrogen levels was almost 400.
Yeah.
And he's wondering why he's crying, during romantic movies, why he's getting moody.
Geico commercials.
Yeah, that's right. He wants to be held all the time. We're talking about saving lives. And that's amazing. When he told me, he's like, I don't know what's wrong, I said, 103, you got to check your estrogen levels. They check the estrogen levels at just about 400.
So he's taken a lot of that testosterone and dumping it right down into that estrogen
Right.
pathway.
Right.
Not maybe doing him very much good at all.
Yeah, and the doctor is just clueless on this. They just keep giving him more. So
Yeah.
we have that fella on the program. We're having him track his calories, his macros. You know, unfortunately, the fella is a little bit overweight, and so what we're going to do is get him lean and mean and feeling good.
Yeah.
And we're going to be upping his testosterone levels, the total, the free, on the Dutch, and he's going to be taking much less by the time you're done with him.
That's the goal.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, get with the program. Dr. Dan, you know I got more moves than a bowl full of Jell-O, and Dr. Bradford, we always thank him for putting up with me and Downtown Gilbert Healthcare. So any problems, any questions, by all means reach out. Dr. Bradford is always available to you, the mad scientist of body enhancement.
We'll talk to you next time.